global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. I want to say a big thank you to you all for subscribing, keeping faith with us. Thank you for your comments, thank you for your like and sharing of our video. God bless you. We do love you all and we appreciate your efforts. Okay, but we're looking at the issue of our politicians. They have this device, a new means now of they're tackling criticism from any quarter, including the citizens they are meant to govern, direct, or lead. A typical example is what transpired between Mohammed and a young Yoruba man who decided to write a poem in Yoruba language, and it got him under his skin, and arrest was the next line of action. We see it looks like in Nigeria we have freedom of speech, but freedom after speech is definitely not guaranteed. It has become more like a norm now, and this is beginning to affect even our governors. In Akwa Ibom State, we had one that transpired. Now we are looking at Imo State. Yes, Imo State. But before now, it was a case of Governor Hope Uzodinma, practically and publicly cautioning anyone and everyone not to call him the Supreme Court governor or Supreme Court imposed governor or the Abuja governor, whatever it has to do, because he believed or he is saying that is an insult to the mandate of the Imolite who came out en masse to vote him in, and calling him a Supreme Court governor, it doesn't do justice to the mandate of Imolite. But before we go into the news proper and further analysis of what transpired this time around, we would like you to subscribe to our channel if you have not already done so by clicking on the red subscribe button below. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Okay, information has it that Imo State Command of the DSS, under the instruction of the Hope Uzodinma-led Imo State government, yesterday evening arrested Ambrose, Nwogwugwu, a member of the opposition PDP, for the sin of calling him Supreme Court governor. Well, according to the information we are hearing, that they are closely monitoring the situation, and there's a demand that an unconditional release for this unconstitutional sin. A lot of persons have taken to the social media to react to this allegation. Well, some persons believe that that at least where there is no law, there is no sin. That Governor Hope Uzodinma had already forewarned that he will not take it kindly to anyone calling him Supreme Court governor. And also he believed that the mandate of Imolite is being abused under that name, Supreme Court governor. He's of the opinion that Imolite voted him en masse, and anyone contrary to that view is insulting the mandate of Imolite. Well, a lot of Nigerians, a lot of people have generally taken to the social media to react to this, and it's really amazing. But let's just take like 2 or 3, 4 views across board, then we'll come back and analyze this properly. This one here is saying Hope is making the whole thing look very funny. How can he arrest his citizen on such inconsequential thing as name calling? Well, soon, he now said soon, when you Google Supreme Court governor or Abuja governor, you will see his name. With his actions, it will now go down in history that he is a Supreme Court governor, Abuja governor. And that's what this one is saying, that if he continues like this, he will make people to keep calling him Supreme Court governor more and more. I could still remember when I was in secondary school, or primary school, secondary school then. If you want a name to stick, say you don't like that name, all your friends and enemies, your foes, it is that name they will call you. But if you do not want that name to stick, even if you don't like the name, when they call the name, be the first to laugh. Laugh at the name self. You tell them, yes, when they call you, they say, that's my name. After a while, people will get tired of it because it doesn't pain you. So after a while, they'll stop calling you because they realize that you're even enjoying the name. It's called reverse psychology, really. But if you say, don't call me that name, till you leave secondary school, that name will stick. I feel that would have been the same thing Governor Hope Uzodinma would have done it. Just ignore it. It will pass. But I guess he took it personal, and then some persons can decide to take this also personal by calling him that name. But let's go ahead and see what other persons are saying about this. This one here is going opposite to the first person's opinion. He said, why are people adamant to corruption? It has been made publicly that no one should call him Supreme Court governor. Is this guy deaf? I think he will serve as an example to others and face the music and others, and he should face the music alone. This one here is say, and if they call him Supreme Court governor, uncle, another person is replying him. Say, U.S. citizen calls Donald Trump a wacko. How do you stop a wacko? They will tweet. He said, how do you stop a wacko from tweeting? Twitter president and so on. That they call the U.S. president a wacko, and they call him Twitter president. That is always on Twitter, so he's more like a Twitter president than a U.S. president. He said, has he ever arrested anyone? Does Trump even care? Mention his name. Don't mention his name, and he will hit back. As in, if you call him out, he will also call you out. But there's nothing like a special arrest for any name calling. He said, what they call you doesn't matter. Once you fulfill your constitutional responsibilities, you are fine. And that's true. Unfortunately, but it's the truth. This is said, all these democratic offers do not just seem to have an inkling of what this system of government is truly about. Well, I forgot Hope Uzodinma is nothing but a, oh my God, I'd rather not read that, please. It's a bit on very insulting side. This one here is saying, Hope is Abuja made governor and Abba Kyari order even as well as Supreme Court governor. Everyone knows that. So what is he trying to cover? We did not vote him. He accepted condition to give Imo to Fulani Cabal to do whatever they feel. So we know everything. So he should gently manage it with right. He is not supposed to be there. People seem to even like what he said. This is why I say he remains an Abuja Supreme Court governor with a stolen mandate. It's not news. It's getting bad. Everybody seems to be agreeing with what the young man said. This is why I say, but let me ask a question. Hope Uzodinma, are you a Supreme Court governor? This one here is saying, did he deny it with the help of the Almighty Kyari? No wonder. Continue. No worry. Continue doing your own while God Almighty is looking at your own case soon or later. This one here is saying, let DSS do their job. Nobody's above the law. The governor warned them earlier. At least this one is a bit different from the regular opinion I'm seeing right now. This one here is Kyari made you a governor of Imo State, not that Imo people voted for you. So why lamenting of being called or addressed as Supreme Court governor? This one here said, Auntie Hope Uzodinma is an Abuja-made governor, assembled in Supreme Court, marketed all around Imo by Adoration Ministry International in Nwogwugwu. He's second to none than himself in this arrangement and processes. Why is he trying to detach his buttocks off from his body? Oh my God, what is going on? It looks like everyone seems not to be on the same page with Hope Uzodinma. It looks like generally, whether Imolite or not, everybody seems to have their own personal opinion about Hope Uzodinma, and they all does not sound nice, really. A lot of persons are calling him out and very negatively too, honestly. This one here, I'll just take one more. They're all the same, really. Very terrible words, I tell you. This one here says, my take on this, Hope Uzodinma should concentrate on delivering the dividends of democracy to the people of Imo State and stop this very childish behavior of fighting people for airing their opinions. If it genuinely brings good governance to the table and the people see improvement in their state and life, the name calling will die a natural death and he would have vindicated himself. But if he's really there for the interest of Imo State, time will tell, but if he is there for the bringing of a particular ethnic agenda, then he shall definitely fail. Now that's more like it. This is very much matured based on all the things I've read and all the things I've seen earlier. And honestly, that's the right way to go. There will always be opposition. I keep saying this. The most difficult living thing to manage is human. Okay, but just do the right thing. Everybody will align. Not everybody will believe in your ideology, but let it be that you are fighting for a good cause. Let it even be that you are doing the right thing and you are bringing hope Sonko, you're bringing economic growth. You're making the lives of Imolite genuinely improved. Honestly, they will call you names that you'll be amazed. The names that will suit, the glory they are putting you in. They will cheer you. They will encourage you. They will praise you. They will give you titles, because you have brought positive change. It's not a name calling. They can call you Odogu. They can call you big man, and yet it's just lip praise. It's just praise. Just doesn't go beyond the lips. Do the needful, and the name calling will not die a natural death. I truly agree with the last, respondent who spoke, and I kudos to her. She did a good job in analyzing it very well. Forget about the name calling. Doesn't change. Does it change you from eating the food you eat in the morning? Does it change your ideology? Just focus. Focus is the right word. Bring the positive change you have always been dreaming of bringing. Except, of course, you don't have anything to put at the table. That's when you begin to focus on frivolities like name calling. I call it frivolities because it doesn't affect the governance of Imo State. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't even change the mandate, if you ask me. But as we're going to wrap it up, let's meet in our comment section. What do you think about Governor Uzodinma going the other way of, clamming down on those calling him Supreme Court Governor or Abuja Governor? Or do you think he did the right thing in sending for DSS claiming to arrest the young man? Or do you think he went far in doing it? Or do you also think that he wasn't supposed to do it? He should have just faced his mandate and do the needful? Let's meet in our comment section. Let's